If I had a nickel for every time we got a brand new, amazing unit in the public security faction, I'd have 2 nickels, which doesn't seem like a lot, but it's kind of weird that it happened twice. What's up everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be giving you my first impressions for Miss Qingyi, an electric stun unit releasing in 1.1 of Zenless Zone Zero. I was given early access to Qingyi and she is amazing. As an important reminder, all of the content in this video is from the Creator Experience server. As such, all of the information is subject to change since it is from the test version. It might not be the same when she fully releases. But if you guys do want a fully up-to-date build guide and everything for Qingyi, make sure you subscribe to the channel for when she releases. That video will have all of the up-to-date information and include any changes that were made from this Creator Experience server. But first, let me be totally honest with you guys. I have loved everything about Qingyi that I've tested so far. Her design, her kit, her combos, and everything that we're going to touch on in this video has just been really fun to play. And really, she's probably one of my favorite characters right now, especially from a combat gameplay standpoint. All of the testing, and for the sake of this video, I'm going to keep it as free to play friendly as possible. Like even here you can see I'm using the S1 steam oven that you can just go get from Box Galaxy. But we will also investigate her personal signature light cone, the Ice Jade Teapot, a little bit later in the video. But without further ado, let me show you why I enjoy her so much and why she's so insane. So let's go ahead and swap over to free training mode and see exactly why she's so good. Essentially, Qingyi has 2 really important mechanics to maximize her potential in her kit. You see this meter? That's like way up there below her face? That is called Flash Connect. It accumulates by doing electric damage. Notice here, I'm doing electric damage and the meter is filling. It'll eventually turn gold along with her weapon as such. But do not worry my friends, because this beautiful effect is not just for show, it enhances her basic attack into Enchanted Moonlit Blossoms. It looks something like this. You hold down the basic attack button and she does a bunch of these amazing strikes and he's already broken. And then you just kill him and he just blows up. Yep. It's just that, like, look at this. Look at that. He's already at like 25% HP. Now let's go ahead and jump into all of her moveset, starting with the basic attack. We just talked about the enhanced version, Enchanted Moonlit Blossoms, with that Flash Connect meter at least 75%. Although I prefer it to be full, which we'll discuss that in just a little bit. Her normal basic attack has 4 strikes, but there's an amazing twist that is just so undeniably fun. I think you guys are really gonna love it. Check this out. On the 3rd one, it'll switch to electric damage and you can keep pressing the button, whatever button you're using, your basic attack button, indefinitely. You can write an essay, read a book, do whatever. Once you release it, it'll go into that 4th swing and start a chain attack because he's probably going to be broken. But what if I told you all that there is even more to this insane move that we haven't discussed yet? Let me explain. First, we need Mr. Dullahan here to start attacking us, and let's go into the basic attack and see what happens. I'm going to dodge his move, whoop, hit the 4th one, and then go right back into the basic attack number 3. Let's do that again, just for fun. Whoop, do the 4th one, do it again. I think you get the picture by now. It's pretty ridiculous, because you can just keep doing this, and then he's broken, and yeah, now you're just going to beat the crap out of him, and yeah, you know. So basically, you can dodge while you're still doing the attack, and just go right back into breaking him even faster. So basically, you can just keep doing this. You can okay, well, staggered. You can dodge, go into your 4th move, and then just keep blasting him away with a bunch of daze that's already built into her kit with this basic attack 3 until he does finally break. You just do like a special or something, and then you can start your chain attacks. It's really insanely powerful, and oh my gosh, it's so fun. What's cool about Qingyi's kit as a whole is everything pretty much fluidly combos into itself. So let's say you're doing the basic attack 3 shenanigans, and then you can just go straight into Enchanted Moonlit Blossoms by holding down the basic attack button. And he's already broken. In a little bit, we'll discuss her combos and things in a little bit more detail, but for now, let's go over to her special attacks. The uncharged version of her special is called Sunlit Glory, and just does these really quick strikes here. All of them will deal electric damage, which means it charges our Flash Connect meter there in the top left. Although it'll be a little bit slower than what we did with the basic attack, where we're doing that and dodging and then going right back into it, stuff like that. Once your energy is high enough, you can activate EX Special Moonlit Begonia that looks like this. When you just press the EX special button, she'll just do that, but watch what happens when you hold it. Notice how she's doing extra few little flips in the air there that'll increase the amount of days that you end up doing to the enemy. But don't forget that I said that her entire kit is fluid, fun, and very combo oriented. Let's go into basic attack 3, right into EX special, into basic attack 3. My meter is charged so I can hold it and go straight into Enchanted Moonlit Blossoms. You can literally just keep doing all sorts of different combos with her. You can dodge until she's finally broken the enemy. I mean, this is why I partially love the character. She's just so fun to play. She's so fluid in everything she does. She's very, very strong with the amount of damage and days she does, and she can just do whatever she really wants to. I hope you guys are starting to see why I love the character so much, but we haven't talked about her ultimate yet. When the decibel rating hits 3000, you know what time it is. Press Q! And he's already broken. Qingyi's ultimate is called 8 Sounds of Ganzhou and looks like this, dealing a bunch of electric strikes, all dealing electric damage, and she's totally invulnerable while using the skill. Her dodge is pretty straightforward, although I really like the animation. She does like this little whoop, 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 but it just does physical damage. Nothing really to that, but you can go straight into basic attack from it. It's pretty standard. Her dodge counter will always be the electric damage though, that we've already seen earlier. The last thing in her kit we need to discuss is, of course, her core passives, and they are insane. This probably makes her the best unit in the entire game, so let's go over them. Core passive Eternal Seasons just says when she lands a finishing strike with the Enchanted Moonlit Blossoms, she applies Subjugation. Each stack of Subjugation will increase the target's stun damage multiplier by 3%, up to 20 stacks. That's 60%, by the way. The rest of it just says how to get those stacks, but it breaks down like this. Each individual hit of Enchanted Moonlit Blossoms will deal 1 stack, totaling 5 just from hitting him. The finishing strike will add another 5 to that, bringing us to 10. The last 10 are if you trigger a perfect dodge when you're doing that finishing golden strike that Qingyi does, bringing us to 20. In addition, if you're doing it to normal or elite enemies, the applied stacks are doubled. And then when the target recovers from being stunned, it'll all reset back to 0. Really, you don't have to worry about the extra 10 subjugation stacks from Enchanted Moonlit Blossoms, probably because he's already going to be stunned, and you still get 30% stun damage multiplier just from hitting the move itself. And he's already deleted. Like, what is he already below half? Yeah, he's already 10% HP or something like that, and we just did 1 cycle on. Qingyi's second passive is what makes her the best unit in the game, in my opinion. It's called 3 Verses of Farewell at Yang Pass, and it's the one that activates when you have one attack type character or from the same faction in your squad. Basic attacks in general will deal 20% increased days, and for every 1 point above 120 of Qingyi's impact, she'll get 6 attack, up to 600. This means that the second part of this ability will cap at 220 impact, which is actually fairly obtainable. Remember that we're using a free-to-play Steam Oven. Steam Oven's advanced stat is not impact, it's actually energy regen. So if you use her W engine or one that does have impact, you should be getting pretty high above 200 just for your impact stat. And we'll talk about her builds and stuff in that full guide coming out soon, so make sure you subscribe to the channel for that. Let's go ahead and hop into one of these notorious hunts and see her in action. This is what I think the best team in the game is, and we'll talk about her best Bangboo in just a little bit, so stay tuned. Alright, so here we are in Notorious Hunt. Let's just do a few cycles of this and see how fast she breaks everything. Do that one for the electric damage. And here we go. We'll start doing some of these combos. You can see how fast the meter's charging up. He's already at 50 days, and we just started. Let's go ahead and do Enchanted Moonlit Blossoms, and he should be broken already. That means his shield is gone, and we're just gonna do a butt ton of damage. But we can just keep doing this to quickly rack up the days, get him broken as fast as possible. He's already at 90. Like, this takes no time, guys. Like, this is insane. Oh, and we got the extra stacks of subjugation there. This is... Now that we know all about her amazing abilities and her really fun fluid kit, let's check out her signature Ice Jade Teapot. It's really important to say how good this signature W engine actually is. When a basic attack hits an enemy, she'll gain a stack of Terrific. Let me just say how much I really appreciate this pun as an enjoyer of the art myself. Each stack of Terrific will increase her impact by 0.7% up to 30 times for 8 total seconds. The cool thing is all of these durations are calculated separately, so the uptime is really reliable and high. However, if she already has 15 stacks of Terrific, when she does more basic attacks getting more stacks, all squad members' damage will be increased by 20% for 10 seconds. So not only does Qingyi have an insane amount of built-in days to her kit, 30% or more stun damage multiplier with those subjugation stacks, but now she's also an insanely good support for any team with this W engine. I think you now know why she's the best character we have in Zenless Zone Zero in my opinion. Remember how I said she has a new Bangboo that is her best in slot when you pair her with Zhu Yuan? Revealed in the 1.1 livestream was Officer Qingyi. Not only is he very cute, he also has a really good ability. When there are 2 or more response team members in your squad, when he uses his active skill, there's a 50% chance to trigger the skill 1 more time, up to 3 total triggers. Bangboo chain attack damage will also increase by 35%. We also saw his active skill in the livestream as well, and it's just going to deal a bunch of physical damage repeatedly if you get the triggers. Now let's discuss Qingyi's team synergies and why she is not only the best unit, but also the most universal unit in the entire game. Her core passive that we described earlier is why she's so universal. When there's at least one attack type character or from the same faction in your squad, she gets all of this. Every basic attack deals 20% increased days, and she gets 600 attack if you cap out her impact stack at 220. With that being said, we already talked about her best team, and probably the best team in the entire game being this one right here with Nicole and Zhu Yuan. And then of course, Officer Qingyi. Because her passive also works with at least one attack type character, you might as well go ahead and pair her with one of them too. If you want to run her on an ice team, there you go. This is probably the best ice team in the game. The same goes for Soldier 11. Let's go with Lucy on the 3rd slot. And this is probably one of the best fire teams in the game. I think you guys are starting to see the pattern here. She's pretty insane. There's also a couple teams that are a little bit sneaky. There's the mono electric team you can use with her if you throw in Grace and Anton. This is going to be doing a lot of shock, a lot of stunning the enemies, and then big DPS damage from Anton. A very, very good option. But one I also want to talk about, let's remove Anton. Where is Zhu Yuan? Let's call this the Disorder team, because you're going to get a ton of shock from Grace. Qingyi does a fair bit herself, but also the corruption from Zhu Yuan, that's going to cause disorder and making a lot of damage onto the enemy. Notice that in all of the team examples, we were 3 out of 3 on this little smiley face, indicating the core passives are met. Here's a little bit more combat of Qingyi while we discuss her mindscapes. They are all very good, especially number 1. Insulation Breakdown says that when Qingyi enters combat, Flash Connect voltage is instantly restored to max, and the accumulation rate is increased by 30%. When using the Enchanted Moonlit Blossoms, if Flash Connect voltage is at its max, the attack will reduce enemy defense by 15% and increase Qingyi's crit rate by 20% for 15 seconds against that enemy. I don't know what else to say because this Mindscape 1 could be the best in the entire game. Mindscape 2 is minimal effort, maximum impact. Each stack of that subjugation in that core passive we talked about increases the stun damage multiplier to 133% of its original value. When Qingyi's attack hits an enemy and the stacks of subjugation she applies reaches max, her days dealt to the target increases by another 15%. So basically, the stun damage multiplier skyrockets, and so does the amount of days that she does. Mindscape 3 is just the basic dodge assist special and chain attack level +2, and so is number 5. Mindscape 4, Stable Arc Barrier, gives Qingyi a shield equal to 10% of her max HP when entering or exiting Flash Connect. If there's a previous shield active, she'll just regenerate the 5 energy instead. That energy generation can only be triggered once every 10 seconds. And lastly, you have Mindscape 6, which is called 8 Meridians. Interrupt level of Enchanted Moonlit Blossoms is greatly increased, and 100% crit damage boost as well. When she hits an enemy with her Enchanted Moonlit Blossoms, the target's resistance to all attribute damage is reduced by 20% for 15 seconds. As you can see, all of her Mindscapes are really good. Especially number 1 and 2, and those are definitely what you should focus on if you are going to get extra copies of her. I'm definitely going to test it out way more, and I'll report back in that final full video we make, so make sure to subscribe for that. But that is everything that you're going to need to know for Qingyi when she fully releases. Her kit and combos are just so fluid, she's amazingly fun to play, and I know everybody's really going to enjoy her. She's just so cool. Here's a look at the free-to-play build again with 4-piece Shockstar Disco and 2-piece Freedom Blues, as well as S1 Steam Oven. Also remember that all of the video you saw today was from the Creator Experience server and is subject to change for the full launch, albeit probably pretty minor changes. But let me know what you all think of Qingyi and if these first impressions helped you in the comments below. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to stay tuned for that full Qingyi guide. I'm so beyond excited for this character to release, and she's my favorite that I've played in the entire game so far. In the meantime though, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.